Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Complete Sports Media's podcast. I'm your host, Darren Campbell, and joining me, as always, on Monday is Jason Cameron. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Good. It was hot out there today. It was hot, and it was hot working outside. It was just hot, but it was good though because it was just such a nice day. It was a beautiful day.
Yeah, yeah. No, we've been pretty lucky. Not the greatest weather over the weekend, but yeah, today's been spectacular, and yeah, summer's been good. A lot of people are hoping for rain for all those forest fires that are happening in the interior here, but yeah, we've been lucky here. Where the air quality hasn't been bad. I remember a couple summers ago, just smoke haze was here so much. I was expecting that because all these fires, but so far we've been able to avoid that.
Yeah, that's been nice. I guess the smoke and haze is just staying where the forest fires are, and it's not being blown down here. So sorry, people having the forest fires, but good for us. Good for us. No smog. So yeah, and also too, hopefully we have more rain to like stop those forest fires. That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be nice for those people. It's got to be so worrisome to have these evacuation alerts, and there was so many evacuation alerts over the years, and then when Fort McMurray burned to the ground, then it was like, oh man, like this actually can come right into the city and wipe out a city. And then Lytton this year, just boom, that whole entire city was just gone, and they plan to build it up, but it's going to take a few years to revitalize that place and get it going again. But man, it's crazy how often now it's leading to these evacuation alerts and crouching right upon these cities.
Yeah, and they say climate change isn't a thing, but whatever. But yes, we definitely have to take these forest fires more seriously, and we have to have plans in place for the eventualities of these things happening to our cities.
Yeah, we sure do. Yeah. Well, we had a great weekend in sports as always. The NBA is poised to crown a champion. After Phoenix went up 2-0 in this series, a lot of people started saying, well, it's the Suns' year. They're finally going to win a title and close this drought that they've had. And then it goes back to Milwaukee, and the Bucks really played incredible on their home court as they have the whole year. But once it came back for Game 5 and Phoenix was unable to capture that lead, keep that lead, and hold Milwaukee off, the Bucks are poised to win their first title in 50 years. I want to talk about that after the UFC talk, but just your thoughts as Milwaukee has now become the favorite to win this.
First off, I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting that. I honestly thought Phoenix would hold serve at home and win that game. And they had a chance. They had a chance right at the end of the game, but Jrue Holiday came up with that amazing steal and amazing end sequence to literally solidify and end the game. So hats off to the Bucks, man. But now the Suns have a very they got a tough road ahead of them to try to get that win on the road against the Bucks at home.
Yeah.
For them, for the Milwaukee.
Yeah. Phoenix is in tough. Milwaukee's been 9-1 at home this year. They've got all the advantages now. They've proved before they went down 0-2 to Brooklyn, and they were able to win 4 straight. Yeah, it's sure looking like it's Milwaukee's to lose now. I'm not counting Phoenix out. I'd love a Game 7, but I guess we'll see. But let's talk about that in a few minutes. Let's touch base on the UFC and all the events that happened on Saturday at the Apex. We had a great main event between Islam Makachev and Thiago Moises. Makachev is just so tough, such an incredible fighter, and he was able to finally get a rear naked choke and sink that in and get the victory. What did you think about him on Saturday?
I just thought that Moises must have been like, this guy is too good because he's beating me at my own game. Yep. Like, Moises' game is grappling, and he got dominated in that.
Yeah.
And you could just tell that Makachev Islam was just literally round by round breaking him down, getting him to to hang on, getting him to hold his weight. And even when it came to the stand up, I thought personally that Islam was still even getting the better of him on his feet, because he looked fantastic on his feet. His counters looked crisp. He was catching him with check hooks and stuff. Like he looked like he dominated that man in every aspect of that fight. And then by the time it got to the third and fourth rounds, Moises was spent.
Yeah.
You could tell he was a beaten fighter, and that he really had. There was no plan A, there was no plan B, there was no plan C, because he went through all of them and none of them worked.
Yeah.
None of them worked, because he was just literally getting beaten in every aspect of mixed martial arts in that particular fight. So
yeah, he sure was, every facet of the game. And there's been a lot of talk that Makachev is great. We've seen good performances by him, but I think he's reached another level now. They say he's the next Khabib. Guy from Dagestan, obviously with similar qualities, but he's just 20-1 now. He just really, seems poised to reach the upper echelon of this division. He got really good on some of the callouts. He called out RDA, Rafael dos Anjos, and then Michael Chandler as well. He called out, and Michael Chandler was one of the analysts on the desk, so that was kind of cool. He called him out right away. Chandler was able to respond to it. He didn't say, sure, I'd fight him right now, but he said, yeah, I'll take on everybody. I'm going to be the champ. And he was pretty confident of himself. And I think, look out, most of these guys in this division, he's going to be a tough customer to handle.
Yeah, man. I first off, I wanted to say I love this call out of RDA. I think that's a fight that the UFC might make. I think that not might make, they should make, because I thought that was an excellent call out right away. Because then if he gets that guy, that solidifies it. Because RDA is an iconic figure within the UFC. And then for Michael Chandler, I don't know if that fight will necessarily happen, because I think Chandler's looking at trying to stay in the top 5. So he'll probably fight a top 5 guy, not go down and fight another guy like that. That's why he didn't necessarily say, oh yeah, Islam, you bet. Let's do it. No, man, like he's looking at keeping his position and staying relevant within the division. So
so that was a hell of a main event. Great to see a guy that's right at the top there be so dominant and take the big victory. The co-main event had a girl coming back from retirement and a girl heading into retirement. We never thought we'd see Miesha Tate again. She's been out of the game for 4 years, and it seemed like she had moved on with her life into something else. But the UFC beckoned, called her back, and she fought Marion Renau, 44 years old, decided that this would be her last fight. And Miesha Tate took her out. That was the first time Marion Renau has ever been stopped in her mixed martial arts career. It was great to see somebody coming back and somebody retiring. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, I did. I was worried that Miesha Tate would show some rust. Yeah. Well, she didn't really show any rust. She looked absolutely fantastic in there. She really did in all aspects. Her stand-up looked good. Actually, her stand-up looked better than it has been in, I guess I could say, years. So it's looked better than I've seen in years. Yeah. She looked really, really good. Yeah. And she took her opportunities to take Renau down when she could, to make the takedowns easier. Like whenever Renau was shooting in, that was when Miesha Tate would shoot in for the takedown. And she was very effective in keeping her down as well. And eventually wore her down, ground her down, and then by the round 3, flattened her out and ground and pounded her to the finish. It was an excellent win by Miesha Tate. An excellent win.
Yeah, it sure was. Great takedowns. And as you said, she was able to finally ground and pound, and Mark Smith came in and stopped it. She actually passed Amanda Nunes for the most wins in bantamweight history there. Former UFC and Strikeforce champion, a legend in the sport, one of the original girls that Dana White allowed to start fighting, and great to see her back. She looked phenomenal. One of the best I've ever seen her, and I'm sure she's been in the gym ever since her retirement. People like that usually don't just walk away and sit on the couch. But I don't know. Her skills looked great. I don't know how long she had known that she was coming back from retirement, but look out. I think she's going to be gunning for some really top contenders in this division.
Yeah. Like she said in her post-fight interview, she didn't come to just like play around. She's gunning for a shot at the title, which is good. It's good to see that she's hungry for that. And also, too, I wanted to say, she looked physically bigger than I've seen in a while. Like she's clearly been working on her strength and conditioning. Clearly, like that was very clear to me throughout the course of that fight. And again, she looked fantastic. I look forward to seeing more Miesha Tate in the future.
Yeah. 1,709 days between fights. She fought last at UFC 205 in New York City, October 2016. So the only other layoff that I can remember that long, somebody coming back and doing so well, is George St. Pierre. Took the belt from Michael Bisping, and it gave me some memories of that. And it's got to be tough to get back in there. You said she was going to be rusty. I think everybody figured she was, but I didn't see much at all. And I think this is great. We've got a new contender back in the division, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see what she can do, how she's going to shake up the division, and just to see just how far she can go. I'm excited to see it. I really am.
Okay, and the lightweight tilt between Mateusz Gamrot and Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens didn't last long. It was a quick one. Gamrot was super incredible with his takedown. Then he got a Kimura, forced Stevens to tap. Just a little over a minute into that round. And Gamrot got $50K for that performance. Not much to talk about. Obviously, just bam, here it was. He was in there and out.
Yeah, no, first off, perfect takedown, and basically a perfect takedown into the Kimura. Yeah. And so he'd already set that up. And Stevens knew that he was, I'm in a lot of trouble. And then once he managed to get the Kimura out and started reaping on it, it was all she wrote, man. If you don't tap, there goes your shoulder. And then there goes you fighting for many, many, many months. So Stevens did the right thing, didn't go out on his shield, tapped right away, and Gamrot got the win.
Yeah. Jeremy, one of the busiest fighters in UFC history. He actually had 34 fights in the UFC. Only a couple other guys have more. Jim Miller has 37. Jim Miller and Cowboy Cerrone have 37. Arlovsky has 35, and Stevens has 34 fights, one ahead of Damian Maia with 33. So super experienced, but once the takedown happened, he was already in a compromised position, and he wasn't able to utilize his long veteran experience to get out of it. Gamrot's took that arm and just put it behind him. There's no way he could stop from tapping, or he was in serious trouble.
Yeah, serious trouble. So, and it was just an excellent win by Gamrot. I think that pushed his record to 20-1 or something like that. So, and now Gamrot, he's got to be looking at a top 10 guy. Yeah. He's got to be looking at a top 10 guy for his next fight. Because he's been excellent for so long now that he deserves a top 10 guy at this point.
I agree. Yeah. He's 19-1. Gamrot is right now. So. Okay, let's talk about this Dustin Stoltzfus and Rodolfo Vieira. Ended up in a submission win for Vieira, minute and a half into the third round. I really enjoyed this one. Really tough guys, back and forth, a lot of submission attempts, a few takedowns, but Vieira ended up getting the victory here.
Yes, Vieira ended up getting the victory, but the one thing that I was looking at was to make sure was Vieira going to conserve himself so that he had something left in those the second and third rounds near the end there, because he has been known to gas, and he knows that he's known to gas.
Yeah.
because he's a big man with a lot of muscle. So I thought he did a very good job of pacing himself throughout the course of this fight. I thought he did a very good job of that, to the point that he still had enough left in the tank to basically in the third round, and that sequence of how he jumped on Stoltzfus as a backpack, just how quickly he did that and how quickly he sunk in the rear naked choke on for Stoltzfus standing in the standing position and then took him down to the ground. That was as high level as it gets. It was incredibly high level and it was incredibly quick. It only took him like a second to literally cinch that in, lock it up, and take him up.
Yeah, no, that was incredible. Just so fast on his back, boom, sunk it in, and that was it. Yeah, they just as he was falling, he was choking him out. He had to tap. Herb Dean had to come in and stop it. And yeah, you're right. Michael Bisping made a comment there that said, Vieira is just, there's no excuse for lack of cardio problems. You just get out there, wake up early and run. And I was like, yeah, that's true, Michael. I think I should be doing that too. And then about 5 minutes later, Bisping said, old guys like me can't barely walk because my knees are shot from running so much. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, now I remember why I don't run all the time. Shoot your knees out. So I was putting my running gear on and then I took it back off and said, nah. Bisping's right the second time, not the first time, but yeah, no, it was good to see Vieira have more of a gas tank, and yeah, he definitely needed it in this one. But yeah, what a slick submission, so fast, incredible how he could just jump on the back and sink it in and take him down. Boom, it was over. It was yeah, that's a fight I'm not gonna forget for a really long time. Great one.
No, it was a great fight. It was a great fight. And Stoltzfus was a good opponent, but eventually Vieira, with his expertise and his experience, and then just his grappling experience on the mat, because he's one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the UFC.
Yeah. Sure
So
is.
with all of that being said, once he saw his opportunity, he jumped all over it. And then that was all she wrote.
Yeah. Okay, the fight that kicked off the main card was a featherweight battle between Billy Quarantillo and Gabriel Benitez. It got fight of the night. They both got $50K extra for their efforts, and man, it was my favorite fight of the night for sure. Quarantillo had some huge kicks early and cracked him. Had Benitez down, huge knockdown, lots of ground and pound, but he was able to weather the storm on his back. Lots of triangle chokes, lots of chokes, or lots of rear naked chokes, lots of attempts to that. But man, Quarantillo was just landing so many shots. I think personal best on significant strikes, broke his orbital bone. But Benitez, man, another tough guy that you really gotta just kill to stop. It was impressive by Quarantillo.
Yeah, it was. It was a very impressive win. I thought the one thing that he really did well throughout the course of this fight, because he fought a very, very tough guy in Benitez. Yeah. The guy didn't quit after having a broken orbital bone, and I think that happened early in the second round off a punch, something like that. So that guy was able to fight through that and then keep fighting. And so what Quarantillo did, which I was super impressed by, was he used his stamina to his advantage. Yeah. Like that dude has superhuman stamina, and he just was relentless with his pressure, and he kept smothering him round upon round, over and over and over again. Even at the end of the round 3, where you could have just taken his foot off the gas pedal, he put it on even more so.
Yeah. Yeah, he sure did. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. He's got a hell of a gas tank and really tough strikes. Herbert Burns was supposed to be his opponent and had to pull out of the fight. Late replacement by Benitez, but Benitez, just showed his toughness. And, as I said, he got $50K extra to, soothe his broken orbital bone. Quarantillo called out Charles Rosa. That should be a hell of a battle if they can put that together.
Yeah, no, that would be a great fight. That would actually be a match made in heaven because those guys they have similar skill sets, so to speak. So
Yeah.
that would be a very good fight. Very good fight to see.
And Quarantillo says the first time that he could see, he had the laser eye surgery recently, and yeah, he said he couldn't believe it. He was able to actually see his opponents. He said he could just see sort of blurriness when he fought guys before. So look out if he's been that good with no sight. Imagine with some sight now. I think he's going to be even better.
No, yeah, exactly. Since now you can see, yeah, usually you're better when you see.
Yeah. The main fight on the prelims was D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez, against Preston Parsons. This was Parsons' UFC debut. His nickname is Pressure. He came in to replace Nabokar Nurmagomedov. Late replacement, first UFC fight. He was in tough with D-Rod. D-Rod throws some serious punches. Got him in trouble with a really stiff jab that hit him in the eyeball. Sort of knocked him back a little bit. And then more punches. An uppercut finally put him down. Ground and pound. It was over. D-Rod is a really, really tough guy. And it's too bad that Parsons had to face him at the start, but yeah, you're a late replacement. I'm sure you're just gonna say, sure, I'm in. Give me a shot, and he's there. So, what'd you think though of D-Rod there?
Oh, I thought D-Rod looked great. Now after that win, 5-1 in the UFC, and like his boxing is superior.
Yeah,
his boxing is superior, man. When he landed that left, nice jab, knuckle to the eye. That at first I had to rewind it because I'm like, that wasn't an eye poke, right? And it wasn't an eye poke. That was off a straight punch.
right,
And then that was the beginning of the end for that dude.
yeah,
Because he never recovered after that. Although, when you really think about it, if you get a punch to your eyeball, I don't know how you recover from something like that. You really
yeah, yeah.
And then D-Rod just put it on him. But the other thing that I was impressed by was he was patient. He was just waited for his opportunities and took them when they came. So
Yeah. This was a striker versus grappler match up. Parsons had all 9 of his wins by submission, so he wanted to take it to the ground, but he was unable to. Amazing takedown defense by Rodriguez. He was able to stuff the takedowns, and as soon as Parsons didn't have that as a weapon, he was in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. He was in a lot of trouble because he couldn't go to his best skill set, which was his grappling.
Yeah.
Because D-Rod definitely neutralized that, made him stand on his feet, made him stay in his world, so to speak, and then took him.
Yeah, he's finished 12 of 15 wins with 8 KOs and 4 submissions. He actually has the highest strike rate in welterweight history. He actually lands a little over 8 shots per minute. So, yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with, and yeah, great to see. I loved when he beat up Mike Perry last time, and yeah, nice to see him get another big win here. Speaking of incredible knockouts, Amanda Lemos, the Brazilian, was able to come in and just absolutely get a really big knockout of the Mexican Montserrat Ruiz. Ruiz is a tough girl, but didn't get to show much. She walked into a serious left hook. A stiff right. It stunned her. She sort of fell forward and then took a left hook to the jaw and was down. Referee jumped in. Maybe a little soon, but Lemos was definitely looking like she was going to win this.
Oh, yeah. Lemos looked fantastic, especially when she started out the fight with those power kicks to the body. Like, you could tell that there was definitely a difference in power in the strikes and the striking ability period between the two ladies. So, and then once Lemos caught her coming in, it was all over. Like, and her counters were perfect.
Yeah,
Were perfect.
they sure were.
It doesn't get any better than that. And then with the power, with the counter, with her coming in at the same time, it was just only a matter of time. I thought personally the stoppage was good and warranted on the rest part, because when he came in to save the other lady, she was coming down with a hammer fist at the same time. And there was going to be more of those to follow. A lot. So
Right.
yes, it was a good stoppage.
True. Yeah. This actually was a historic fight. This was the 500th women's fight in UFC history. This was, they mentioned it a little bit through the cast. The first fight in UFC history was February 23rd, 2013, Ronda Rousey against Liz Carmouche. Dana White said, never are we going to have women fighting in the UFC. Ronda Rousey broke down that door, but kind of cool that they were able to remember that and put that out there. That was the 500th fight in UFC history for women.
Yeah, no, it was very cool that they remembered that. I'm sure Dana wasn't like a part of that, but I'm glad that somebody UFC brass did say, yes, we should honor that, because like it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Women should have always been in the sport, or been afforded the ability to fight on the biggest stage. And I'm glad that Dana managed to change his tune, so to speak, so that they were able to do that.
It was at 35 seconds. It was the second fastest finish in UFC strawweight history. Lemos is now on a 4-fight win streak, and she and her manager, coach, both called out Dana and the matchmakers to give her a fight on Fight Island in October. She wants somebody in the top 5. She's on a great streak, finishing 9 of her last 10. And she said, "Look out, women! I'm coming for you. I want this belt." So, nothing there showed that she can't do it.
No, nothing there at all. And yes, great call out by her and her team to say that, yeah, I am now deserving of a top 5 ranked opponent, and she most certainly is, especially after that performance.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Sergey Morozov decision victory over Khalid the Warrior Taha. Nice performance by Morozov. This was ATT and AKA, just like it was the main event. These two camps really like fighting each other, and they have some of the top guys in the division or in the UFC. Impressive performance by Morozov. He looked great, and he was able to get a unanimous decision, 30-27 on all 3 judges' cards. Yeah,
Morozov looked really good, especially when it came to his grappling versus Taha. Morozov looked great with his grappling, and he took him down many times, especially in round 2. Like he was able to take him down at the end of rounds. I noticed quite a bit, and that always gets you points as you go along in a fight, right? Because it will stand out in the judge's mind. So, yeah, it was a great win by Morozov for sure.
Yeah. He's won 6 of his last 7. He's a former champ in M1 Global. And, look out. I think he's going far. Okay, we had a Canadian on the flyweight card here, Malcolm X Gordon. I didn't actually realize that he was born on Malcolm X's birthday, which is kind of amazing and cool. I always thought Malcolm, and when they came up with the nickname X, was pretty fitting for a guy named Malcolm, but he was actually born on his birthday, so kind of cool. But the Toronto native faced a very, very tough Francisco Figueiredo, whose brother was the champion recently, just recently lost, but great win by Gordon over a very, very tough opponent in Figueiredo.
Very good win by Gordon, because it literally his UFC career was on the line. Like if he lost this, there was a great possibility that he might not have been in UFC anymore. So you could tell in this particular fight, he was fighting with absolute desperation, and it showed. He was a little bit reckless, a little bit wild at points in time, but Figueiredo didn't make him pay for it necessarily.
Right.
And with his relentless pressure and constant grappling attack, I believe that's what won him the fight eventually against Figueiredo. Like because he was on him the entire time, going forward, pressuring him for all 3 rounds.
Yeah, and he was really happy in that 3rd round when Figueiredo threw a flying knee. He was able to just take him down immediately from there. And he was able to withstand the scrambles. He was able to keep his ground control and keep on top of him most of the fight. And it was great. As you say, he had lost his last 2 fights. He was fighting for his life, keeping his UFC career going. And good on him. Nice to see the Canadian get a victory. So, the fight that opened the night was the heavyweight battle between Rodrigo Nascimento Ferreira and Alan Baudot. Baudot looked great in the opening round, and I thought he was going to take this fight. He looked like the better fighter, but Nascimento ended up turning it around in the second and getting, beating him up pretty bad and getting $50K for his knockout victory. Nice way to start the card. It was a great KO.
Yeah, and also too, like you said, the momentum shifted suddenly for Nascimento, and I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. I was expecting the fight to go a certain way where I'm like, okay, well, it looks like this guy has it in the bag, and then he did not have it in the bag whatsoever. But that's why you love fighting. That's why you like watching these fights, because you never know where a fight's going to go, and you never know who's going to win.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's why. It's one of the greatest sports in the world, and we always want to watch because and especially with heavyweights, one punch lands and it just turns the whole fight around, changes everything, and good on him. He's 9-1. Great performance to start off the night. So that was fun. That was a great card as always, and I enjoyed it. I can't wait for next Saturday. We've got the big return of TJ Dillashaw fighting Corey Sandhagen. They are calling this kind of the title fight coming up. It looks like one of these guys, if they have a good performance, will face the title holder. And Dillashaw, has to sort of try to wipe the stain off of his career after getting caught with PEDs, being out for about 30 months now. Coming back to fight a really tough guy in Sandhagen. I think my money would be on Sandhagen if I was putting money down on it.
Yeah, my money would definitely be on Sandhagen, especially what he just did to Frankie Edgar. Like I remember that. So that's still fresh in my mind. And for TJ Dillashaw, again, question marks about a guy being out that long. How's he going to look? Yeah. What has he worked on? Is he going to be better? Or is he going to be less of the fighter he was because now he can't cheat anymore? I don't know. Let's I'm curious to see what version of TJ Dillashaw we see in the octagon on that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that'll be a great main event. There's some women's fights on the main card. We got Darren the Damage Elkins. He's always great for a bloody battle. Then there's going to be Brendan Allen fighting on the prelim card. We've got Chris Dackhaus, Ian Heinisch. Lots of great battles. It'll be as fun as always, man. Can't wait to watch it and break it down with you next week.
Yeah, we got a great night of fights, and it's going to be great. I look forward to seeing them, especially the main event with Corey Sandhagen and TJ Dillashaw, because as good as Corey Sandhagen was against Frankie Edgar, I wonder, can he do a repeat of that and do that to TJ Dillashaw? Now that would be something else.
No kidding. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so awesome. Okay, well, that puts the UFC to bed. Let's talk about the NBA final. We've reached the final week of the NBA. It could be over tomorrow night if Milwaukee closes it out with 4 straight wins. But if Phoenix gets the victory, I think it pushes it to Friday. Yeah, so we'll have game 7. We can only hope. I know you want that as much as I do, but um, can we see Phoenix turning this around and winning game 6? What's going to be the biggest key to help them do that?
We can see that. We can see that, but Phoenix's big 3 will have to step up, and it can't just be Devin Booker on an island by himself. Yes, Devin Booker scored 40 points in the last game, but he's going to have another stellar performance. Chris Paul's going to have to help him, and so is DeAndre Ayton. Those 3 are going to have big games. Just like in game 5, the big 3 for the Bucks, the first time, I want to say, in the playoffs this year, showed up on the same night.
Yeah.
Middleton had a huge game. Holiday had a huge game. Giannis was just steady and had a big game like he always does. Giannis had 32 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Middleton, 29.7 rebounds, 5 assists. And Holiday, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 13 assists. All of them showed up.
Yeah.
That's why they won that game. That's why they won.
Yeah. Well, you and I, we always look at the box score and look at offense, but I think the Bucks defense has been the thing that's really shifted the momentum in their favor. When you think about the Bucks defense and the Suns defense, to me, it's not even close. It's just incredibly crazy how great Milwaukee is on defense. We saw one of the greatest defensive plays ever from Giannis when he blocked DeAndre Ayton, and then we saw Jrue Holiday make that strip of Devin Booker, and that was the key moment because Booker's driving, has an opportunity to tie the game. Once Holiday gets it from him and throws it up to Giannis for the big slam. I think we're going to see Giannis blocking and doing that slam so many times over the years when they ever talk about this year and this final. But Jrue Holiday, you have said it, and all of our viewers and listeners know that Jason has said that right from the start. Milwaukee got Jrue Holiday. They have just suddenly become one of the best contenders, and you're right, as always, man. Really good call, and he's just proved how incredible he is at defense.
Yeah, he was always been the X factor. That's why they went out and got that guy, because maybe his offense lacks certain nights, but his defensive effort will always be there. Yeah. And on top of that, you could actually say that as a series goes on, his defensive expertise gets better because now he knows how you play. He knows how your tendencies are. Because if you notice how Chris Paul, great in games 1 and 2, all of a sudden, not so great in the last 3 games. That's because Holiday, to a certain extent, has figured him out.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
That's it. That's it right there.
Let's take a look at that play I'm talking about. Jrue Holiday's strip of Booker and then the big slam. I've got a little clip of it. Okay. Let's get it.
All right.
Side, leans in, knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Phoenix has to foul, and a pinnacle ball throws it down. And a foul. Giannis on the alley-oop. What a turnaround. A chance to take the lead.
The Deer District going crazy.
Now up by 3 and a free throw coming up. What a play by Jrue Holiday. Gets into the pitcher, comes up with the strip.
Look at him just take it away here.
Yeah.
Rips it away.
See you later.
Could have held it. Instead, made the right read. Throws it up where only Giannis can catch it. Finishes it with the contact. And bad decision to foul because this would make it a 4-point game with 13.5 remaining.
Thank you so much to Hoop Hits for that one. It was kind of cool. They clipped it pretty well, and just having those two guys. Giannis is incredible. He's so long and he's so athletic. And then Holiday. I saw a compilation of Holiday stripping the ball, stealing the ball. It was about 4 minutes long, maybe 3.5, 4 minutes long. And it was just strip after strip after strip after strip. It's just incredible how much he's done that in his career. And what an addition to this team, getting him out of New Orleans and bringing him here. And they are just poised to get a championship. First time in 50 years. I'm really happy for the city of Milwaukee and these long, loyal fans to this organization. And guys like Middleton and Giannis stepping up, signing long-term deals to stay there. They're being rewarded for their loyalty. And I would be shocked if we're not talking about Milwaukee as the NBA champions. If they don't win it tomorrow night, I think they're going to win it one of these next two games. I think they're going to be the champs.
Well, it is looking that way. And plus, on top of that, you have a guy, your two-time MVP in Giannis Antetokounmpo, that has had two of the most iconic moments in the finals for a series that he probably shouldn't even be playing in, considering the injury he suffered the series before.
Yeah.
Right. And so all of a sudden, I guess they did something to him. They put it in his hyperbolic chamber. They put some Wolverine blood into him. Whatever it was, this guy comes back out, and he's just the most amazing thing I've ever seen for a final. And I still question whether he's actually 100%. Like he can actually do this not being 100%. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
So amazing. Yeah. Incredible. Yeah. This is the first time a team has lost a game in the finals when they've shot 55% from the field and 60% from three. But Milwaukee shot 58% from the field. Giannis missed a couple of really key free throws down that last few minutes. And I was like, holy cow, this Achilles heel is going to work for Phoenix and they're going to be able to pull this off. But that last one where he hit off the front of the rim and it came back, it was so shockingly short that none of the Phoenix players were ready for it. Milwaukee was able to get the ball and close out the win. But that's the only thing that can really break Giannis down with these free throws. I would be sending him to the line all the time. I'd just be hacking him. But tough guy to do it too, I guess.
Well, they may incorporate that kind of strategy for this next game coming up. Yeah. Like if Phoenix has to, they most certainly will, because like this is for all the marbles, right? So anything that they can do to their advantage to try to win this game, they're going to do. So I think you can expect them to just go after Giannis in the last 5 minutes of the game or whatever, put him on the line, try to make him win the game on the line. But unfortunately, though, for Phoenix, he's going to be at home. They're not going to be counting. You're going to hear dead silence.
Right, exactly, yeah. I was, to be honest, I think I was cheering a little bit for Phoenix in this series. I was definitely cheering for Phoenix in this past game. They had such a great start to the game, had a bad second quarter, had to play catch up most of the game, but I have definitely turned on to Jrue Holiday, and I'm hoping for Jrue Holiday now to get a ring. I always loved his story of him and his two other brothers that are all three of them playing in the NBA. If you haven't heard that story, go online and find out a lot of details about it. But I didn't hear much about this story about Jrue Holiday. Jrue is married. His wife is Lauren Holiday. They met in UCLA when they were both going there. She was a soccer star. She played on the national American team, was able to go to the World Cup and hoist the trophy there. She played professionally as well and decided to finally hang up her cleats. She got pregnant and everything was going smoothly for about 3 months. She woke up one morning with a massive migraine headache and was pretty shocked at how brutal it was. Decided to go check it, and it found out that she had a tumor in her brain at the base of her skull. It was non-cancerous, but it was causing a lot of symptoms, a lot of problems. They started worrying that she might die and she might lose their baby. And it just rocked Jrue's world, just put basketball on the back burner. And they tried to keep her alive make sure she could deliver the baby. They decided to deliver the baby early, 5.5 weeks early. She had to spend some time in the ICU and yeah, had some health issues because being born so early. But she's a healthy baby girl now. 4 weeks later, Lauren was able to get brain surgery, remove the tumor, and it has caused a few troubles with her. She can't hear out of her right ear anymore. She has a little bit of difficulty with one of her eyes, but other than that, lives on. And yeah, it was a heartwarming story. Crazy to hear what they've gone through, but yeah, I'm really pulling for him and his whole family. It's a great story, and I recommend people trying to find the details online. Amazing comeback story and the things that they've had to go through.
Heard the story, and it just like I already knew that Jrue Holiday was like an exceptional human being,
Yeah.
and then that just put him over the top. Was by how much more exceptional he actually is. You
Yeah.
know, like by both of those people going through all of that, right? And then also too, for Jrue Holiday to say, "Well, I'm taking a step away from the game because it's just not that freaking important right now."
Yeah.
And then I think that's something that some people seem to forget sometimes. The game is just a game, or your job is just your job. But when it comes down to your family, you have to. That's when your priorities really kick in, because that's what's most important. That's what's most important to anybody. Should be your family, not all the other periphery stuff. That stuff can wait.
Yeah.
I can wait for a long time if it needs to be. But when it comes to your family and what you need to do for them, then you do what needs to be done. And you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, well, I was, thinking the story was CP3 finally winning the championship, 16 years in the league. And then I'm like, no, but he hasn't had to go through something like this. So to me, the biggest story is somebody that has to persevere as much as he had to. He was able to, get into the NBA. All of a sudden, scouts started looking at his brothers. They're both in the NBA now. And then to go through this, just to have that worry over you that you could lose not only your wife, but your daughter as well. Crazy and super heartwarming story. And I'm glad that everybody's healthy and great. And they're about to hoist a trophy. First time in 50 years. It's great for these small town teams. And I'm happy to see them back. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I don't know what happened on my end, but I flipped out and I came back.
Cut out
Anyway.
for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm good. So it is awesome though, because with Jrue Holiday and his brothers, I don't know if this is a thing, but are they the first where there are three brothers in the NBA at the same time?
Yeah, might be. Yeah, I think so. I think I did hear that. Yeah.
The only other brothers where it could be, there'll be the second grouping of brothers to be in the NBA is the Antetokounmpo, because I know that Giannis has two other brothers that could possibly make it into the NBA. And if they do, that's five of them or four of them. Sorry, no,
There's
of them.
three. There's
Because
three already.
brothers.
Yeah.
There's three already.
Yeah.
So can you imagine that you actually had children and they all made it to the NBA, every single one of them.
That would be
That
amazing. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
That's heck of a story.
That's
But
so
going
cool.
back to Jrue Holiday, it's just something that, you know what, you just couldn't be, as parents, you're just so happy that your children have achieved their dream. All three of them. They're all doing it. They're all doing well. And they're all very much financially secure and taken care of. It's awesome.
You're right. Yeah. There's a couple of notes before you go. The Nevada State Athletic Commission has came out and said that Conor McGregor is a liar because he said that they knew that he had stress fractures in his leg going into this fight, and that's one of the reasons why it broke. They said no, 100%. If we would have known that, we wouldn't have allowed him to fight. So there's some problems there. Dana White said that Conor came to them and said he wanted to have his feet and ankles taped because he was having some issues with arthritis in his bones, in his ankles. And they ended up saying, sure, go ahead. And he said, I don't know why he didn't. That's the only thing that the UFC is saying, that he told him that he had some pre-existing conditions. But he's going out and saying that they all knew I had stress fractures. They all knew I was putting my life on the line like this. But yeah, the Nevada State Athletic Commission says no, complete lie.
Well, yeah, because if they, okay, let's think this through for a second. Let's be logically thinking people. If a fighter comes to you and says, yeah, I'm going to do the fight, but I think I got some stress fractures in my leg. Oh, yeah, that's not a problem. Go on in and fight. No, man, you're not fighting.
No.
You're not. As soon as anybody that's in an authoritative position to say, is he going to fight or not? He's not going to fight. If they hear anything like that, you're not fighting, man. So yes, I definitely hear what they say, and I agree with them, because why would they lie? They're not going to lie about something like that, because first and foremost is fighter safety. That's their job. That's what they do.
Yeah. So I believe them. I don't believe Conor here. And there's been some talk that Conor's next opponent coming out of this will be Tony Ferguson. That's what the rumors are. Tony, coming off of 3 straight losses himself, needs to have a big opponent to come back with. And who knows how long it's going to take. He's probably suspended for the rest of the year medically. But rumors that Tony Ferguson and Conor McGregor are the next 2 combatants there.
Well, yeah, that makes sense, to be honest with you. They're both kind of, they both haven't won in a while. Yeah. So yes, that does make sense. They're both still big names so far, and but I gotta say, Conor loses to Tony, it's not gonna look good.
Trouble, eh? Yeah. No, it doesn't look good for him, but yeah, anyway, that was a great cast. We've had a lot of issues tonight with freezing and difficulties with keeping the video great. We had some audio issues before, but for some reason our video has frozen a lot tonight. I hope it's not going to be that way when it records. But anyway, Jason, I apologize for the video difficulties we've had tonight. A lot of freezing, and it hasn't been as smooth as usual, but let's get that fixed for next time. Hope you have an amazing week. I hope you enjoy the weather, and keep in touch. Let's talk tomorrow night while that game's going on.
We will definitely do that. We will definitely talk while that game is going on. And the other thing I need to tell you is this: enjoy your time off.
Thanks, buddy.
Continue to keep enjoying it, because once you get back into it, it's your life now.
Yeah, that's true.
Every day.
That's true. Thanks.
No problem.
All right, I appreciate that. I'll remember that. I know I got to get back at it soon, but yeah, once I admit, that's my life. That's it. So.
All right, man.
Okay.
All right.
Cheers, bud. Enjoy your night.
Signing off then.
Okay. All right. Take care. Bye for now.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. So, thank you so much to Jason. Zoom, just, love it, but hate it at the same time. It's difficult to love something and hate something at the same time. Love it because it gives us this platform and this ability to have these podcasts and these great conversations, but hate it because there always seems to be some issues. There's either audio problems, there's recording problems, there's tonight video problems, a lot of freezing. I sure hope it didn't show up in the recording, but I'm sure it will. I guess something we have to address and deal with soon, and hopefully we can have some flawless podcasts. It's been over a year, and we're trying, but with these technical difficulties, it does cause a bit of difficulty. So I do want to mention our partners and sponsors. I'm not going to pull up our partners page right now, but Anchor FM, they call themselves the easiest place to make a podcast. Just go to anchor.fm and follow the details, and you can do something like Jason and I have done here, create a great podcast. Verbero, the hockey equipment and apparel company, they are the industry leader in technology, value, and performance. And the V350 stick is a stick that you need to get in your hands. Pampas and Possibilities, the designers of great West Coast curated handmade things at fantastic prices. And Forever Living, the aloe vera company, they make aloe vera products for health and beauty. So thank you as always to our sponsors. Thanks, Jason. Just two things to talk about tonight, UFC and the NBA final. Next time we talk on this platform with Jason, there'll be a new NBA champion. Are the Milwaukee Bucks ending their 50-year drought, or the Phoenix Suns winning for the first time in their history? So look forward to the game tomorrow night. Look forward to the UFC next Saturday. And look forward to speaking to you guys. Thanks again for your support as always. And I want to give a shout out to Barry Grant tonight. Thanks for your support. Fantastic to have you as a guest. We will have to talk once this NBA Finals done. So hopefully over the next few days we'll be able to secure another opportunity to talk. Congratulations on your 100th podcast. I listened to it and was entertained as usual. And you always get great takes and great guests. And look forward to speaking to you soon. Anyway, thanks to everyone that puts together and helps put together this podcast. And love you lots. Take care of yourself. Have a really good week. Enjoy the sunshine. And take care. Bye for now.